What else can we do that's related to motion paths, but not exactly related to start capture, but kind of related to it? That's dealing with the orientation of the object along the path. I think this is fine. Characters just standing up, happy, maybe over-caffeinated somehow. Going under Layer, Transform, and picking Transform, Auto Orientation. Right now it's off. There's options about how does the character or any object rotate along the path. Selecting Orient along the path. No, my character falls upside down. That's a very slick move. Just maybe I could put some keyframes of rotation in to fix this. This part's almost fine, but it goes all over the place. And for a simpler example where object's just going through a very easy bounce or curve, or from here to here to here, and it's a graphic, would work out. In this, since it's relating to it as a character who shouldn't be dancing on its head, because that's not good for the character, you might just decide, hey, I'm just going to select all these keys on the rotation, delete them, go back to Layer, Transform, Auto Orientation, undo this, flip my character around, silly character, hurt itself that way falling in. Since there's no keyframes on for the stopwatch, I could just do that. Now what? As it goes through the path, if you want some rotation happening, just turn on the rotation keys. This time I'll use the rotation tool to click and drag. Without After Effects having to read the tangents and orientation of the tangents, it's a little easier to do it this way. You can see now, instead of being trapped by having to fix all those tangents for each one of these keys, even though toggle hold probably will work, this will give you a lot more control over the wiggle of the character. If you don't like it wiggling one way, you could just take it and put it another way. You don't have to line it up with other keys. You can work it forward and backwards that way. As it lands this way, like this, maybe slightly more like that. As it lifts off into the ground, tilt it going that way, adding that secondary motion to the non-caffeinated yet suspiciously looks over-caffeinated person. I'm going to remove the rotation by selecting the word rotation in the properties. Press the delete key, removing those. I'll press the U key again, which should just show me should just show me the position keys. And this is the path. The smoother here, selecting keyframes by selecting all of them, or if you just want to select a few of them where they're too dense, like here it's very dense, maybe I don't want to touch these initial keyframes. I'll just select the ones I want smooth, for example. So I'll deselect. I'll select the keys. Next, smoother, tolerance of 1. When you hit apply, you can see that, a lot fewer keys than before. I'll hit undo. If I increase the number to 5, hit apply, watch the keys. Far less keys, simplifying the path. There was a choice when creating a motion sketch to create it with smoothing on, which would simplify the number of keys. The smoother will compensate if you chose a loaded number and there are a lot of keys there. You can see how it simplifies this path. If I undo this, and I'll apply this to all the keys, except the ones at the end, really the ones that were motion captured. Applying a 5. That's a much simpler keyframe layout to deal with. Looking at the path now, definitely needs a little more rotation over there. And that is the introduction to motion sketch, smoother, To see these two panels, go into Workspace, Animation, scrub on down till you find them towards the middle or end. Motion Sketch, Smoother. Wiggler is usually trapped in the center. So you could just click to fold that up, and now you have access to the panels for creating your dragged out animation. Experiment with yourself. See what happens when your capture speed is at 50 and 100, or even bigger number, like 500%. After a few small modifications, applying tint to the background, picking color for the black and white swatches for tint to make this blue scale, and also applying tint to the character itself and picking out this brownish red color for the character, and finally taking the background and animating it left and right. Here's the premiere of not so caffeinated person who drops into a coffee shop that's not open. Next, how to make this character move. Using the puppet pin tool,